All right, so let me just move my little thing here. Okay, cool. All right, so welcome to the simple three-step funnel that brings in leads every day, and most importantly, how you can do it too, because I know that you are here for a reason. So you're in the right place if you are looking to generate more quality leads from the time and money you put into your marketing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be wasting your time. So who is this webinar for? Now, I want this to be really clear so that you're not wasting a single second in this webinar unless this is just for you. So if you are currently spending time or money on social media but have no real system to generate leads from all of your online marketing efforts, then you are in the right place. Because in today's session, I'm going to be going through how funnels can be simple and still get you leads, how I set up my simple three-step funnel to generate leads while I sleep, as well as a simple software to use that will make your life a whole lot easier, no coding required. So I'm also going to show you exactly how to generate traffic to your funnel by spending less than 20 minutes a day, even if you haven't got a massive audience, and why building funnels is a skill you must have to play online or pay someone to do it. So before I get started into this webinar, I just want to let you know I have a gift just for you. So when you stay on this webinar right through to the end, I'm going to give you my Sales Funnel Bootcamp absolutely free. At the moment, I'm charging $97. And this is just a basic bootcamp course to help you get started with your sales funnels and is so useful in giving you tutorials and guides on how to get up and running. So if you stay right through to the end, I'll show you exactly how to get your hands on that. So does this sound like you? You spend hours on social media to increase engagement, but you're actually not making the sales that you want. So it's not converting into dollars. You spend money on Facebook ads that lead to likes on Facebook, but not actual sales at the end of the day. Your marketing efforts feel like you are throwing spaghetti at the wall and to see what sticks with no real strategy. So the most common thing I get is I can't work out how to really make sales all the time online. And that is why I created this webinar for you. So the real problem is that selling straight away to someone who doesn't know you or trust you is going to be an uphill battle. So it's kind of like dating. If you go on a date with someone, you ask them to go out for a second date. You don't ask them to marry you straight up because they don't know you yet. They don't trust you yet. And so they're not ready to make that commitment. And that is the same with your audience online. They don't know you yet. So you can't just go and do a Facebook ad straight to a sales page selling your latest products or services because people just don't know you and they don't trust you yet to spend their hard-earned money. So that's why you need to create a sales funnel. Creating a sales funnel is going to help you build your audience. It's going to help you generate leads around the clock, and it's going to help you have time to focus on growing your business. So I'll give you a few examples. This is a client of mine, Marcus Pierce, and we set up a really successful strategy for him that brought in over $40,000 in sales, which was amazing. And Kathy, now this is a different story, by setting up a system using ConvertKit, which I'll talk about shortly, and having a whole automated funnel, it now allows her to focus on other things in her business, such as ads and other marketing, and it generates sales around the clock. And that's what I want for you. So who am I? Who am I to tell you all of this content? So for the last 5 years, I've consulted for businesses as a funnel expert, created online courses, and support entrepreneurs on the latest and greatest of online marketing. And a few years ago was a different story. So before I started doing this, things were a little bit different. I was trying to get my business off the ground, and I was working so hard day and night. And I only had 2 kids at the time, but I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was staying up late trying to get things off the ground, building this beautiful website, trying to create engagement on social media, and just nothing was happening. I'd gained a little traction with social media, but it certainly didn't bring in any income. I think I made about $200 in the first 6 months I had my website up, and it was just kind of getting depressing. So people came to my site, they just weren't buying. And I hear this a lot in my group. You know, people are like, I'm spending all this money, but people just aren't buying. What am I doing wrong? So I realized the problem I had was that I didn't have a way for my audience to build enough trust with me so that they would actually purchase anything that I had available. And I really didn't have a lot of time to make sales calls, and I didn't want to have to do that. So I learned how to use funnels to not only attract great customers, but also nurture them through an automated email sequence that led to them actually purchasing without spending more time with every single person. So, you know, this was a huge revelation for me, and I did spend a small fortune. I spent over $2,000 learning about the basics of funnels, and then within 2 months I did a $3,000 launch, and I only spent $100 in Facebook ads. So I went from earning $200 in a 6-month period to earning $3,000 in 2 months to set in that. And that was the time it took for me to learn it all and set it up and execute the launch. And I made $3,000 in that particular launch. So it was an amazing turnaround for me, and it was a real aha moment. So then within 12 months, my business was generating leads around the clock, and I started incorporating new products and services as I actually had time to do it because I was making the income as well. So once I was able to really kick it off with my funnels, more and more people in my industry started to see me, and I became an expert in the field. Now, this particular blog that I'm talking about was when I was helping women start their own family daycare business. So this was quite a few years ago. And, you know, I started within about a year, people were emailing me and asking me for advice and asking me for tips, and other family daycare businesses and service products and service-based businesses that were aimed at that particular audience were coming to me as well, which was pretty exciting. So within a little bit of time, I started working with Kathy. She just emailed me and said, look, I have to work with you. I've seen how much you've expanded your blog so quickly in this industry. And we started working with her, and she started generating over $1,000 every month, which was pretty exciting stuff. And others really wanted to know what the deal was. So in this particular industry, people don't have a huge amount of money. So we're talking smaller figures as opposed to other niches, which was pretty cool. So I want to ask you a question. Who here knows that if you don't implement a system to convert your leads online, then you can never, ever reach your money goals or make the impact you truly want? It's so true. So the 3 keys to convert quality leads all the time, and I'm going to go through this in a second. So I'm going to show you exactly why you need to set up the right funnels to nurture and convert your leads. And then I want you to promote your funnels to attract those leads. And I want you to identify where you need to refine the process and repeat. So step 1 is I want you to decide on your funnel goal. So what do you actually want to achieve from this particular funnel? And every funnel looks different. And when I talk about funnels, I'm talking about the whole sales process of moving people from seeing you on social media all the way through the process to actually purchasing and becoming a raving fan. And every funnel does look different. So there are a few different goals. You might want to be building your list. So if you're just getting started, or even if you've been going for years, I still advocate building your list is the number one asset you'll ever have with your online business. So that could be your first goal. Maybe you want to be selling a product and service now that you've got those things happening. So that could be your funnel goal. Or perhaps you want to book in one-on-one clients. Perhaps that is your funnel goal. Then I want you to choose, step 2 is to choose your platform. So how are you going to actually engage with your audience before they come into your funnel? This is so important. So Are you going to be going through Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Medium? I mean, there are so many different channels that you can be doing it, but where are you going to actively engage with your audience to get them into the funnel? So this is kind of the first part of that, getting to know who you are. You need to get onto their radar. So how are you going to do that? What platforms are you using to make this happen? Step 3 is to create the right format to position yourself. So how are you going to nurture your audience and help them learn all about who you are and how you can help them? So you might be creating content in the form of a blog post or a podcast. You might have a podcast, like my podcast, 5-Minute Online Marketing, is a weekly podcast. And that certainly helps me to generate leads and get people to understand who I am and what I'm about, how I can solve their problem. And then you may love doing video or audio. So there's like a whole, I mean, you can do a combination of all of these, but you need to start somewhere. So pick at least one of these of where you're going to be actively putting yourself out there and positioning yourself as an expert in your particular industry. Step 4, find the right conversion medium for your business. So what free content would your audience like in exchange for their email address? So some of the examples that I have are, you might want to be doing a video training. So for me, this is the first model that I used. I did a 3-part video training way back when, where I did my first $3,000 launch. And the video training revolved around me really telling people exactly what I'm doing, how I can help them. I was adding value, but I was also asking for the sale. So that is the free training that they get. And then I was selling them into my online course that was totally related and completely aligned with what the video training was. A webinar could be a great avenue for you. Maybe you want to give them a checklist, a simple checklist that they can just download and really start to get to know you that way, and you want to try and get them some results with that checklist, making sure that anything that you pick out of this list right here is completely aligned with what you sell. You could also sell them, give them, it's always a gift, it's a free gift, a guide or even an audio could be beneficial. All right, so step 5, I want you to start small and then work up. So create a basic funnel first and get your traffic. So here are some of the things that you'll need to create for your basic funnel. You want to create an opt-in page, a squeeze page, landing page, lead page, same thing. It's the same thing. It's just one page, no distractions. It's just telling them exactly what they're signing up for. It's asking them for their name and their email address. It's that simple. And then you need a thank you page where you're going to send them to as soon as they've given you their name and email address. Then you're going to have the free content, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a guide, a PDF, whatever the free content is that you're giving them, you then need to give that to them. So whether you set that up through your email corresponding email marketing system, and you can deliver that free content. Then, and this is crucial, you need to have your email sequence. The email sequence is going to nurture them through this process. So what that looks like is it's going to be sending them their first email saying, awesome, thanks, here's your free gift. Don't forget to check it out, okay? And then you might send an email a few hours later and say, hey, did you check out your free gift? What did you think of it? And then you'll send another email maybe the next day saying, oh, here's some really cool blog posts I've written about this free content that I just gave you that I really think you'll love. So, this email sequence could go for, maybe 3 to 7 days generally. And then it's going to be nurturing them through to the next step, which is the sales page. So telling them a little bit about what you have available to purchase through this email sequence without being too salesy to start with, but then you're going to have a full-on sales email sent to them because they are totally in love with you and just want to give you their money. And that sales page is going to highlight exactly what it is that you're selling. So make sure that it is concise, make sure that It answers any objections that they may have about your particular product or service. And some of these objections you would have addressed in the email sequence, such as, it's too expensive, or it might not work for me, that kind of thing. Make sure you're addressing that in that email sequence. You're going to send them to the sales page. And then at the end, you're going to set up some ads on Facebook so that you can do ads through Facebook or Instagram. You can go and do ads wherever you like. This is my favorite platforms, is doing Facebook and Instagram ads. And we're going to drive people to the opt-in page, not the sales page, not the free content directly, but an opt-in page to grab their email address so that we can send them that email sequence. Okay, let's get to the final step here, is to adjust and optimize. So I want you to work out what is working and what needs to be changed. Now, there's a few core pieces in the funnel, which I just explained to you before, but could it be your opt-in page? Like, are you getting a lot of traffic there, but not many people are signing up? Maybe your opt-in page isn't clear enough or enticing enough that people don't actually want what you're offering for free. Okay, so might need to change that up. Perhaps your email sequence isn't being, let me just make sure that's, yeah. So maybe your email sequence isn't clear enough and sending them through to the sales page. So you need to check what's working, what's not working, and then repeat what is working. So let me give you a really clear example. So this is my 3-step funnels. Very, very simple. I want you to generate some traffic. So whether that's doing paid ads or organic traffic. So whether you are posting on social media, maybe doing some guest posting, maybe being interviewed on podcasts, whatever it is, generating some traffic. Then you're going to send them to your landing page, which I spoke about just before. Send them there for some free content. And then you need to set up your email sequence. So it's really simple. You've got to generate the traffic. You then send them to the free opt-in, and then you're going to send them to the sales page in the email sequence. Okay. So the question I do get asked a lot is what kind of software to use. So to get all of this started, I recommend using Leadpages and ConvertKit. So let me tell you about those. Leadpages is a brilliant, simple drag and drop software that builds landing pages, sales pages, and opt-in boxes. Those little boxes that pop up on your websites asking you to fill in name and email address. So this is a really simple tool. And after this webinar, I'm going to send you an email with a link to get Leadpages. It's a brilliant tool. And the second thing is you have to have an email marketing software system. You cannot use Gmail or any other basic account to send out bulk emails. You'll be flagged as a spammer. So using ConvertKit is my recommendation, and it's an email marketing software, and it can allow you to set up your email sequences. So creating your sales funnels doesn't have to be complicated for them to actually achieve results. So step 1, decide on your funnel goal. Step 2, choose your platform. Step 3, create the right format to position yourself. So what content are you creating? So step 4 is to find the right conversion medium for your business. And step, hang on. There we go. Step 5 is start small and then work your way up. And step 6 is adjust and optimize. So those are the those are the 6 steps that I want you to go through in creating your funnel. All right, now in this workshop, I have showed you exactly where you're going wrong with your online marketing, a system that can finally bring in leads and convert them into satisfied customers, and why this simple funnel can save you time and money. So when you follow this simple funnel, it's going to give you more leads, more customers, more time, less stress, and a chance to finally grow your business to where you want it to be. So, do you need more instruction, the right tools to implement all of this? Perhaps you need more traffic, or even support and guidance from someone who actually knows, and a group of like-minded entrepreneurs. Well, you can go and do it yourself, and I showed you some case studies earlier of others who have gone and done it by themselves. I've shown you a proven strategy, targeted traffic, setting some specific goals, email marketing, website optimization, support, and nurturing. But the problem is that generally life gets in the way. There's too many tools and software to choose from, and most people have no idea where to start. But what if you could join me to finally map out your sales funnel once and for all so you can have clear direction with your online marketing? So are you ready really to come and for me to finally clarify your funnels for your business? So I'll sit down with you to get clarity on the best funnel strategy for your business. So that's why I'm offering a complimentary one-on-one strategy session with you. And I want to help you map out your funnel to generate leads every day. But I also want to map out 2 key traffic sources to really boost your funnel. So if you'd like to take me up on this offer, head to nikkileonti.com/connect and I will be happy to book in, and you can apply to book in there, and you're going to be sent a link. It's a very simple process, and you're going to book in a time with me so that we can sit down together and work out your whole strategy. So I would love to see you in this. This is something for people who are really ready to take things to the next level. If you've really been struggling with getting clarity or trying to work out the right strategy for your business, then this is definitely where you need to be clicking. So, I missed a slide. So if you want to get my Sales Funnel Bootcamp absolutely free, like I promised at the start of this webinar, simply send me an email, nikki@nikkileonti.com, with "I want the bootcamp" in the subject line, and I will send you access to the Sales Funnel Bootcamp straight away, absolutely free. So that's my thank you gift for joining me today on the webinar. Okay, so now it is time for our questions. So the first question I have in is, what do I put in the email sequences? So this is, really important because, as I mentioned before, the email sequence is what is going to move people through the journey of the whole funnel. So the goal of the email sequence is really to get people to open it. That is the first goal, and then to actually click on the link that you've put inside, and that link is generally to a sales page. So the sales page is actually where the selling happens, but you need to get them there, which is through your email sequence. So the emails need to be, particularly the subject line, needs to be enticing enough that people will want to open it, and then the content needs to be enticing enough that people want to click on the link to the sales page. So if we take a step back, even further, your subject line really needs to pique their interest. Otherwise, the rest of it doesn't even matter. So that is what you need to be focusing on in the email sequence. Is actually the whole goal is to get them to open the link that is inside, and from there you take them to the sales page, and that is what is going to do the selling, as opposed to the emails themselves. All right, so we have another question here from Lisa. Do I have to have a website to get a funnel going? Not necessarily. To get it going, you don't have to have a website. You can do it all through Leadpages and ConvertKit, which is what I mentioned before. However, I do recommend that you have at least a homepage or a domain and a link set up with your Leadpages pages to your website. So you can just purchase a domain and hosting. And then do all the pages in Leadpages and then link them all together to build your website that way. That is, really a simple option. And this is really focusing on people with service-based businesses, because products, you want to be able to sell them directly through your website, which you might need something a bit more substantial set up. But in order to get a funnel going, no, you do not have to have a website. Okay, so the next question, where should I start with getting the funnel started? I really recommend that you start with the sales page. This is going to help you truly clarify what it is you are offering, what your customer's going to receive, and it also gives you ideas about what your free content would be. So from here, I would ask your current customers, so your list, your email list, social media pages, about what it is they actually enjoy getting from you. So what content do they enjoy getting from you, and what do they really want to see more of, and what they're struggling with. So I'd start with the sales page to get, once you build up that sales page, it really helps you get clarity of what you're offering. and then the rest of it kind of can flow, the email sequences, what your opt-in is going to be, all of that kind of thing. So the next question is, there are so many parts of this, I'm overwhelmed with getting it all done. Any suggestions on what parts I can get done by someone else? Oh, absolutely, it can be so overwhelming. If you are in a position where getting some or all of your funnel creation outsourced, then give me a call, because that's what I do. That's my thing. But if you aren't able to outsource all of the funnel, then I want you to really identify what parts you are struggling with. Is it the sales page? Is it the free content creation? Is it the Facebook ads, the email sequences? Or is it the actual strategy? So you're all good with that, but you just don't know how it's all going to come together. That is also something I do as well, strategy sessions with people. So I guess, so first of all, I want you to identify exactly what the problem is. What part of it are you struggling with? Is it just the getting started part? So if you had a strategy, could you then go ahead and do it? If you just want to hand it over to someone else, then if you're in a position to do that, then definitely it allows you then to just focus on content creation and not the stuff that you're not great at. So give me a call if that's what you are ready to do. That is definitely my thing, and we can just go through and have a chat about what it is you're struggling with, and I can give you some ideas. And then if we work well together that way, then we can look at how I can help you build that funnel out for you. I have a team that help me do all of that. Okay, well, this is the next question, works in really well. So what is it that you actually do? So I am a funnel architect. I design the funnel for my clients and manage the whole project. So I also have a team that works on the project, and together with the client, we build it together. So we do the strategy as well as all of the pieces of the funnel. So the landing pages, the opt-ins, the email sequences, the sales page, optimizing the website to move people into the funnel, social media strategy, all of those things is what I do. Yes, so it's a lot. But I do have a team, and we work together with the clients to put it all together. Okay, so the next question, I'm stuck on Facebook ads and don't know what the best way is to use them. Now, Facebook ads are really a whole element of the funnel in themselves. So if you don't have the right funnel set up, then Facebook ads aren't going to save you. But at the same time, if you don't put the effort into your Facebook ads, then the funnel isn't going to take off unless you've got some other great strategies that you're using. So start with promoting your freebie to your existing audience and database, and then go out for cold traffic. And here you can use things like a lookalike audience in Facebook ads. So from here, I want you to then retarget people who got your free content but didn't purchase your product or service. Now, this is something you can do in Facebook ads, and this is a basic strategy that requires some fine tuning, but once it is getting results, then it can kind of keep running. And check out all of Facebook's resources as well, and check out how you can use the Power Editor, and also using Canva for image creation. So Facebook ads, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. But I really urge you to focus on setting your ads up to target people to your free content, and then have an ad strategy that retargets those people. Okay, next question. Josie asked, I love building my Facebook group, but how does this come into the funnel? So the Facebook group is really a way to connect and nurture your audience. This would really form part of the initial stages of building your audience, as well as nurturing them after they've got your free content. So I guess there are many ways that you can use Facebook groups for your strategy, but there are so many different options that you could do. Feel free to just book in a free strategy with me, and I can go through a few ideas with you. This is, it's just a complimentary strategy session. I really appreciate that people have spent the time, coming onto this webinar. So I'm happy to help you through that. All of the details are on the slide. All right, and the last question, actually, I think this is the last question. If you have more questions, just pop them in here, and I can answer them. Don't forget, we also have the Facebook group, or you can send me an email and I can answer your questions there as well. how often can I post a sales type post on social media? This is a really good question, and my rule of thumb is always the 80-20 rule. So if you're giving great value 80% of the time and then post like a sales type post 20% of the time, I think you're really safe there. Don't forget to post to your audience regarding your free content. So this is the start of your funnel. You really want to be getting people into the funnel. So it doesn't need to be a sales fest like directly to your paid content and paid products and services, but if you're really just promoting your free stuff, it doesn't seem as salesy. And then that moves people into the funnel so that you're not constantly posting, buy my stuff all the time in social media. And it really helps your audience get a much better idea of who you are and what you're about by sending them into that free content and moving them into the funnel. Now, I really hope you enjoyed today's webinar. This is something I love putting this kind of thing together because I really want people to understand what online marketing strategy is and how they can really refine it for their business. So if you are ready to take things to the next level, then I want to speak to you. So book in a free chat with me. Click on the see the link below on the slide and book it in. It's a free chat. Now, also for joining us on the webinar, as I mentioned before, send me an email with I want the bootcamp and I will send you access to that because that's my free gift to you. And that bootcamp is going to help you get an idea of how all of this fits together, a bit more in depth to what I've done today and some great examples as well of how people are doing it. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Get in touch with me, come and join our Facebook group. And ask your questions because that's what I'm here for you. All right, I hope you have an amazing day, night, morning, whatever, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye.